We're here in Baduwa't, ancestral territory. We're on the edge of the community called McKinleyville. We are on the lowest reaches of the Baduwa't, a river that we also call the Mad River. We're standing in a place that just a few months ago was filled with blackberries and willows and red alder next to the main channel of the Baduwa't, which has very little spaces for young fish to get out of the main flow. And we're talking about young coho that like to find places that they don't get swept out to sea before they're ready. So what we've built is a backwater channel and pond that allows those young fish to get out of the main flow in the winter when the main river is just coursing out to the ocean.
We connected this backwater channel to the Baduwa't, so construction is complete and we're entering the revegetation phase. There are a bunch of pin flags that are showing the layout of various types of plants. We're working with the CCC and the Railroad Community Action Agency to implement revegetation.
It's really amazing to see the transformation. The site now welcomes people through an ADA accessible trails on the bluff top, and it will have benches and interpretive signage. And then the path drops down here to provide water access for anglers and some light craft boat kayakers or stand-up paddleboards. That's the public access side of the project. And the other side of the project is really the habitat features of off-channel ponds and wetlands within that riparian corridor. The future vision is to create more habitat and more access across this landscape. A project of this size couldn't happen without the partners that we have. I mean, starting with the landowner, which right now is the McKinleyville Community Services District, and they own this property primarily to reintegrate treated wastewater back into the water cycle.
I'm Estuary. I'm the general manager of McKinleyville Community Services District, and we are standing on the edge of our former percolation ponds. The State Water Resources Control Board was saying that we needed to abandon them. So instead of just pushing the dirt into the hole, we set up a partnership with CalTrout. They very much took the lead on getting the funding for all of this.
Behind us is a pond that will hopefully be used by juvenile salmonids for rearing habitat. When the tide comes in, water will pour into this pond and it'll be connected to the Mad River. And fish can use this area to rest. We have some log structures that will provide cover for juvenile fish. We have some planting going in that will provide shade and hopefully encourage the growth of insects that can provide food for the fish in the pond. We're seeing really favorable salinities. So far, it looks like a great place for fish to hang out and adjust as they migrate out to the ocean.
It looks really great to see how much of the structure of the ecosystem is still intact and how much wildlife has just come back and instantly reoccupied the space.
Our design engineer often referred to work in this area as having to be surgical. We were very careful to demarcate the limits of vegetation clearing. We made it clear that it was important to maintain as much of the riparian vegetation as possible. For coho specifically, there are a couple factors limiting population sustainability. So water quality is one of them, and a lack of habitat just like this is another.
So for this project, the limiting factor that we're addressing is habitat that is removed from the main stem of the river, that provides slow water for the juvenile fish and giving themselves a better chance of survival.
We think the design is still working great and exactly as intended.